So you think you know where you are? You don't have a frickin' clue. A lot of legends touch this turf. All-Americans, Hall of Famers, national champions. I gave my all here. They gave their all right here on this field. See, this place isn't just a football stadium. It's the Roman Coliseum of college football. It'll wrap you up, it'll consume your body and your soul. You can't think, you can't speak. Man, forget trying to hear. This place is unlike anything you've seen before. So tick-tock, boys and girls. The countdown to kickoff starts now.
He's down the sideline. Holy Toledo! There's Conrad Holloway. Go for the bomb. Malone's got it. By himself. Is there a flag on the play? I don't see one. Touchdown, Carter! Neyland Stadium in an uproar. Has it blocked it. They blocked Tennessee it. Blocks the punt.
Once you're soaked. The Tennessee fans can care less.
Still on his feet, breaks a tackle on the right sideline. Well, my goodness.
Welcome to Countdown to Kickoff, presented by UT Alumni and Tennessee Athletics. Happy Big Orange Friday to you, and thank you so much for joining us today, part of our virtual pep rally. I am Jason Swain, former Tennessee football player, UT alum, and host of the Swain event. This event would not be possible without our partners, which includes Cellular Sales, First Horizon, Graphic Creations, Graduate Knoxville, One Riverwalk, Pilot Company, Threads, Coca-Cola, Farm Bureau Assurance, and UT Medical Center. Let's get started today. Now, today's highlights include an interview with VFL Jonathan Wade, also recipe and demonstration from Saloon 16, behind-the-scene exclusive, Ball Fan of the Week, and much more. So let's get this thing kicked off. And now, Hendon Hooker has been leading the way for the Vols all season long behind center. VFL's film own Casey Funderburg sat down with number 5 to learn more about the Vols starting quarterback, one of the best in the nation.
Big shot, deep shot, Hendon Hooker.
Hendon, you come from a football family, specifically a quarterback family. But when did you start playing football?
When I was 3 years old, I started playing flag football with the local YMCA with a couple of my friends who also started playing football at an early age.
Was it because that's what you wanted to do, or was your dad a bigger influence? How did you get signed up and just get started?
Yeah, my mom always told me when I was very young that the only way I would calm down is if they put on my dad's football highlights. Just fell in love with the game at an early age.
You would be like throwing a tantrum or something and they would turn on your dad's highlights.
Yeah, and then everything would be copacetic.
Do you know why?
I have no idea. Really just the love of the game really came natural. Till this day, it's always just relaxing just to be out on the field and throwing the ball.
I'm sure your dad taught you a lot growing up and had a lot to say. What was his influence like?
He's my biggest influencer, my biggest critic, my biggest fan. You know, he really just kind of gave me the knowledge, and I just kind of hit the ground running.
You started playing flag football, obviously went into tackle football. When did you start developing into a quarterback?
I played quarterback my whole life. The only other position I've played has been like outside linebacker when I was at a young age.
And you could run too,
yeah,
I'm
run
sure.
A little bit. Yeah. Kind of just being a complete quarterback, in my eyes, was doing everything at a high level. So just having those attributes was very beneficial.
Here's Hooker. Goes right, fires long. Man open in the end zone. Javante Payton, he's got it. Tennessee touchdown. And Hooker rolls right. Looked like he might run the ball. Pulls up, throws the bomb.
So when you got into high school, what was that transition like for you?
It was kind of difficult because I didn't know where I was going to go to school. At that time, I thought I was going to be a basketball player coming out of middle school. I enrolled into school kind of late, so I couldn't play the first 2 games. And I remember Emmanuel Mosley was kind of giving me a tour around the school and giving me the ins and outs of the offense because he was the starting quarterback at the time in his senior year. That was just amazing just to sit behind him and watch him work his magic. He was incredibly fast and incredibly smart.
I feel like some of those basketball moves still come out on the field now.
They definitely do. Naturally, I just move like a basketball player. I really can't help it, but it definitely helps.
You kind of had a little bit of a health scare when you were at Virginia Tech with your heart. What happened there?
Yeah, I contracted COVID-19, and they were telling me, okay, we're gonna go get your heart checked. That's a procedure you do after you're done going through the quarantine process. So I went and got my heart checked, and they told me that they saw something was wrong and that I might have to have open heart surgery, and I was just in awe. I was like, no way, it's crazy. I had to go get a scope where they go in and kind of just look at your heart from the inside. And they said nothing was wrong. And the doctor asked me when I came out of the medicine, when I woke from the medicine, he was like, are you gonna play this week? I was like, no, I haven't practiced. It really just opened my eyes just to see how blessed I am. Really just kind of gave me a thought that I shouldn't put anything other than God and my family before football, just because I put in so much work and I have so much love for the game that I shouldn't take it for granted.
Once you got to Tennessee, you immediately went through changes. There was a change in the coaching staff. And for someone who's a transfer on a team, was that difficult at all?
Not really. I was already coming in with the unknown, and it was a change for me anyway. So I was just gonna hit the ground running and work hard and keep that same mindset that I had coming in.
What did you think when they brought in Coach Heupel? And he's a former quarterback. He was a very successful quarterback. So what did you think about that?
I thought it was great. I've known Coach Hype for a little minute now. It's really just a blessing just to be here and everything just come together as it has.
When Coach Hype came in, he obviously has a very explosive and fast offense. So what were your thoughts when you found out, okay, this is the type of offense I'm going to be playing?
It was really exciting to me, and also just a chance to chunk the ball around the field and get it to the playmakers. I was really eager to do that.
Handoff, keeps it, spins to the 15, now to the 10, down to the 5, Hooker takes his way. Into the checkerboards, touchdown Tennessee. Hendon Hooker, what a run.
We still have a tough schedule to go the rest of the season. So how are you staying motivated, but also how are you leading this football team?
Yeah, by just taking it one day at a time and 1 week at a time. Every individual game is an individual season. We'll get to those other guys in weeks to come.
Tennessee is fortunate to have a young man like Hendon Hooker leading the way, quarterback. No surprise why Tennessee is playing the way they are right now and turning a lot of heads and playing above the expectations. When you have a guy like Hendon Hooker leading you, it brings everyone together. And the sense of urgency, the pride that you see from number 5 is spread in the locker room. So great feature there on Hendon Hooker. Can't wait to see him play tomorrow night as Tennessee takes on Kentucky. And Tennessee will make their final road trip this weekend to the Bluegrass State to take on Kentucky. And the Vols hold a 81-26-9 record against the Wildcats. But recently, matchups in the series have been more competitive. For the Vols to leave Lexington victorious, there's a couple keys to the game that I want to focus on, and we'll just highlight three today. Number 1 is stop the run. I think that's really, really important anytime you play an SEC football game or football game in period, is just stopping the run. Now, Kentucky really likes to run the football. They have a lot of good players on their offensive line, guys that will be playing at the next level, and they want to establish a run. They want to run the football first and foremost. So stopping the run, forcing them to third down and longs, where Kentucky, this is where you have to force them into their weakness. Kentucky, their weakness is their turnover margin. So if you get them in third and long, you force them into obvious passing situations, you get pressure on their quarterback, they're not great at taking care of the football. Last game, they had 4 interceptions. They had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble loss, and their running back fumbled multiple times. Kentucky, right now in the country, they are 130 out of 130. That means they are the worst team in the country at turnover margin. Worst in the country at -12. So they give it away more than they get it. So very, very important to stop the run there. And number two, win special teams. Win special teams. It is a third of the game. Now, Kentucky last week against Mississippi State, they had a punt return for a touchdown, and they were winning against Florida. They had a blocked field goal for a touchdown. Tennessee can't allow that to happen. Tennessee has blocked some punts this year as well, especially against Alabama. So you want to make sure that you win special teams, because Kentucky will try to find special teams as their way to get an edge in this football game. So make sure that you take care of special teams. And number three, I think it's important for this team to start fast. And Tennessee has been a team that started fast all season long. I feel like that's going to be the case this game, but we have to make sure we do it. Kentucky, it's a home game for them. We are their Super Bowl. It's a big-time rivalry. They've been more successful. So we got to make sure we take the crowd out of the game quick, fast, and in a hurry. So let's go over these again. Let's review. Number one, stop the run. Very, very important there. Number two, win special teams. And number three, start fast, where Tennessee is one of the best teams in the country at first quarter production and first quarter points. Now, I know a guy who knows a thing or two about playing in big games and playing in this game against Kentucky that's normally at the end of the season. And here we are with a few games left playing against Kentucky. And that is Jonathan Wade. Jonathan, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me, sir. Great job, by the way. Those are three great points.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is in this conference. Everyone wants to run the football to take pressure off the quarterback.
Absolutely.
And Will Levis is a guy that's had some trouble in recent weeks, and part of that is Kentucky not being able to run the football. So I think it's important for Tennessee to stop the run. But, Jonathan, when you watch Kentucky, what do you see in the Kentucky team this year?
Well, what I'm looking at right now, and I hate analytics, but they serve a purpose. It's not the game on TV. Chris Rodriguez, the amount of carries, you really got to stop their running attack. Everything's so based and centered around that, especially with them having the linemen that they have inside, those interior linemen. They're going to be able to move what they want. But the next thing as a DB I'm going to look at is the receiver and how the ball is getting spread around. Robinson's got 58 receptions, and the next receiver has 19.
Yeah. So, there's some players on Kentucky's team that Tennessee definitely needs to take note of. When you think about the Tennessee-Kentucky game, in your day, what memories come to mind? Usually it's a cold game, especially in Lexington. But, what's some of your memories of playing against Kentucky?
I got a great memory. Randy Sanders recruited me. He told me before the last time we played he was going to get me, and he pulled a Alton up on me on 4th and 5. So there you go for a memory. Fortunately, it didn't work, but it wasn't by me. The safety came over the top. But it's a hard-fought game. It's one of those games where they know they can play. It's just a tight game. It's never, it's not really a cakewalk. You have to struggle through this one. It's going to be ugly. Weather's nasty. You don't know what type of game you're going to get in this Kentucky. If the sun was shining when we played, but it was snowing the year before, I think.
Yeah.
So
end of the season, guys are, bruised, sore. But Tennessee is coming off a bye week, which is super important. You look at Tennessee's depth this season, and, it has not been ideal for Tennessee, but they've battled, they fought their way through, they've done the best job that they can do, and they've done a good job. Tennessee coming off a bye this week, what do you remember about, your days coming off a bye, and what did you achieve during that bye week?
First and foremost was to get healthy. As a team, as a secondary, as a whole, you want to get everybody as healthy as possible. In a lot of situations, injuries are the recovery time is based around how soon or how close to the bye can we get the person back. So that would be the number one thing. And then just making sure we're rolling all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted going into the next game. It's kind of like coming out of a timeout and having a delay of games. Those type of things can't happen when you're coming off a bye week.
Away game, you don't have, some of the distractions that
I'm biased on away games. You know that. I'm much rather away game than a home
like
game.
away games?
Yeah, I love away games.
Why is that? Why for you? Why do you like away games more than home games? Because I know Casey Clausen was kind of the same way, but for you, out the way, what do you like about away games?
Oh, just when it's stacked against you, nobody's giving you a chance. You know, now you got to fight. Everybody's got to fight. You know, you remember when we went to LSU?
Yes, 2005.
Oh, that atmosphere. We're not going to get that feeling at a home game, you know, because it's our home and they're going to be nice to us. But we're not going to be put in that situation where the buses are rocking and we got to come out ready to go unless you're on the road. So I just much rather appreciate that. I mean, I'd rather that to get me going than a home game.
Wade, when you play a team that previously beat you, and this is the case here against Kentucky. Last year, Kentucky comes here. They put it on us pretty good, right? You know, it happens. You play the game enough, you're gonna catch one on the chin, and that's what happened last year. But there's some motivation from our side, and there's been some talking back and forth, but a lot at stake in this football game. When you're coming off a loss, and when there's a little bit of drawing that's occurred during the week, what's your mentality like? What are you expecting in this football game?
An SEC battle, an SEC East battle, with one team that's good according to rankings, meaning they've earned their spot, and another team that thinks they're good and they're trying to show everybody. So when you get an intent, this is what the SEC is built off of. You don't get this in any other conference in college football. You don't get this in regular season NFL games. The intensity that'll be on the field. From when we played, maybe I'm not supposed to say, but we viewed Kentucky a certain way. Yeah. And we weren't just going to, continually, that was tough. You're not going to allow someone to just come beat you over and over and over and over. We're not made that way. So,
well, there's people listening all over the country, all over the world that loves Tennessee. They got their degree from Tennessee. They're Tennessee alumni, and you're someone that played at a high level here at Tennessee, gave your all for Tennessee, and you live in Texas now. So, how is it, representing the Tennessee, rocking the power tee, being outside of the state of Tennessee, where you are in Texas?
Good thing Tennessee, the one great thing Tennessee has is the color choice it chose. We don't have an adjective before our orange. So I get to take that immediate shot to all other UT fans when I see them, the burnt orange, the not right orange, the almost okay, the well done orange, but I think everybody's, Peyton went to Tennessee, so everybody kind of has a feeling about Peyton, and no one hates Peyton.
That's right.
No one hates Peyton Manning.
Everyone loves Peyton. Everyone loves Peyton. Well, I know Peyton will be watching this weekend, Wade, just like you and I will be watching, just like Vol Nation will be watching. It's going to be a good game. Tennessee has a lot of momentum coming off a bye week. Tennessee is favored in this game. Wasn't the case a couple days ago, but Tennessee is looking for a big-time win. The first top 25 win of the season is on the table here, and had a couple games before where Tennessee fought hard, fell a little short. I think Tennessee's in prime position to get a big-time win. So, man, Wade, thank you so much, Jonathan Wade. Man, just appreciate your time today. I know you always represent Tennessee. When you play in NFL, you love the power tee, love the orange, and I know you'll be cheering on Tennessee this weekend. So, Jonathan Wade, man, thanks so much for your time today.
Orange juice, too. How about that? Everything's orange, you see?
See?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Here, man. Take it easy. I love it. He's fired up. With expectations and excitement running high on Rocky Top, single game and season tickets are available for the 2021 and 2022 men's basketball and women's basketball season. So make sure you take advantage of those. They are officially on sale. Coach Rick Barnes and Kelly Harper will once again lead promising squads to this season, with the Vols and Lady Vols already drawing national attention in several different preseason polls. So both programs right now are coming off NCAA tournament appearances, and the future and the kind of feature combinations of skilled veterans and highly talented newcomers. For more information on single game and season tickets, visit So we have a lot of really good players coming in here, a lot of freshmen, a lot of talented players. Kelly Harper, Rick Barnes, they have been killing it on the recruiting trail so far. So can't wait to see these young players go out there and show off their stuff. Our basketball program, men and women's, so fun to watch, led by amazing coaches, amazing people. So make sure you get your tickets at allvols.com. And speaking of Lady Vols, next week on Rocky Top for homecoming, Tennessee will welcome one of the Tennessee Queens. That is Candace Parker, who will be the Grand Marshal at this year's homecoming parade. Candace is a two-time NCAA champion, and she just won her second WNBA championship with the Chicago Sky. That is huge. I got a chance to see the game. She was unbelievable. She was filled with emotion, and she always gives it to Pat Summitt. So remember the Raptors as we look back on her career as a Tennessee Vol, and she is a legend. Here's Candace Parker.
Candace Parker was the sixth Lady Vol to have her jersey retired. Her banner was unveiled on January 2nd, 2014, prior to the Lady Vols SEC opener against LSU. During her 3-year playing career, Parker led the Lady Vols to back-to-back NCAA championships in 2007 and 2008, an SEC regular season championship in 2007, and SEC tournament titles in 2006 and 2008. Tennessee posted a 101-10 overall record during her time on Rocky Top. Candace started 109 out of 110 games, scoring the third most points in school history and pulling down the sixth best rebounding tally as of her career's end. She still ranks number 3 in career double-doubles, tied for number 2 in career rebounding average, and number 4 in scoring average. Although she was not the first player to dunk in a college game or even at Tennessee, Parker did make the dunk a more common occurrence in women's basketball. She was the first female to dunk in an NCAA game, doing so twice against Army on March 19, 2006. She also set UT records for most dunks in a game, season, and career. Candace received many awards and honors during her time as a Lady Vol, including the John R. Wooden Award and the USBWA Player of the Year in 2007 and 2008. She was also named NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player in 2007 and 2008, SEC Female Athlete of the Year in 2008, and SEC Player of the Year in 2007. Parker was the first overall pick in the 2008 WNBA draft, and she is now in her 14th season as a pro. She was named 2008 League Rookie of the Year and is a 2-time WNBA MVP, a Finals MVP, and a 6-time All-Star. Parker, who played a key role in the U.S. women winning a gold medal at the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, was inducted into the UT Athletics Hall of Fame in 2019.
Not a lot of people represent the University of Tennessee like Candace Parker. Congratulations to you on your championship. Can't wait to see you next weekend. Take your volunteer spirit on the road with the new official license plate for Tennessee alumni. The purchase of each plate supports student scholarships and enables success of volunteers today and tomorrow. You can learn more about these plates at alumni.utk.edu/license plate. It's Big Orange Give time in Tennessee, and that means Tennessee's annual fundraising day takes place on November the 10th. This year, the goal has been set at 8,000 gifts in one day. Funds raised can go to any on-campus entity of your choosing, from academia to student organizations. Every gift matters. Visit bigorangegive.utk.edu to make your gift today. I love that goal. I think we can hit it. Our recipe last season Our recipes last season were amazing. This season, they've been awesome as well. And this one you will love. This is the last recipe of the season, and it features a cocktail from one and only Saloon 16. It's located right off Cumberland Avenue in the Graduate Knoxville Hotel. And we meet with the staff of Graduate to see how to make the Gus's Good Time drink. So let's see it.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Bryce Fox at the Graduate Knoxville in Saloon 16, our tribute to Peyton Manning and a great UT hangout spot. Today I'm just going to walk through one of our most popular cocktails on the menu called the Gus's Good Times, named for the deli right behind us that Peyton used to frequent when he was in school here. Super simple. You can get everything you need to make this at your local liquor store. First, you'll need your preference of bourbon, some bitters. Again, it's kind of just up to preference. Absinthe. You don't have to go super expensive. You could also use really any like enhancing Amaro or kind of aperitif, kind of like that. But we like to use absinthe just to give this a nice bitter finish at the end. Got an orange, some cherries, some cherry juice. You could also use cherry liqueur if you want to booze it up a little bit. Super simple. So first you'll start with 2 ounces of your bourbon. And if you don't have one of these fancy mixing glasses, a pint glass works totally fine. And then we'll do the glass. So you'll just get a couple sprays of this beautiful absinthe in there. Again, just coats the glass, adds a little bit of enhanced flavor. And we'll go on to your bitters. Just a few dashes will do the trick. And then this is kind of up to preference, but we usually go with 1/4 of an ounce. That's a good place to start with the liqueur if you're going to use that as well. That cherry juice in there. And we'll need our best friend ice. Just a scoop to dilute. Stir that for about 15 seconds. Get it nice and diluted, get it chilled. And we'll want to take your rocks or fresh ice or whatever you prefer. We've got these big ice cubes that we use. And super simple, just strain that over the top. And then we'll garnish. So for this, I like to do a nice Luxardo cherry, and then a big slice of orange. Express those oils, run it along the glass, twist it up and throw it in. Awesome, and that's a Gus's Good Times. Cheers, go Vols.
Go Vols is right. Love the recipe. I might have to try a couple of those tomorrow night. Now, let's hear from Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Chip Bryant. Chip, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Jason. Great to see you. Great to see Jonathan on the program earlier. Vol Nation, before the game tomorrow against Kentucky, let me share with everyone how they can be proud, be involved, and be invested in UT. Be proud by showing your Big Orange spirit and wearing your orange each Friday. As Jay mentioned earlier in the show, another way you can show your volunteer spirit year-round is by purchasing the official alumni license plate or participating in Big Orange Give. Both of these opportunities have a lasting impact on our students and university. We want to make sure you stay involved by using our professional resources, leadership opportunities, attending in-person or virtual events like this one. Another great way to get involved is by coming home for homecoming on November 13th. Registration for the homecoming tailgate and the Little Vol Walk is still open. Join Grand Marshal and Lady Vol for Life, Candace Parker, by coming home this year for homecoming against Georgia. You can find more information at alumni.utk.edu/events. And we hope that you'll be invested in our students. You are making an impact on the lives of our students every single day. Please help us continue to support students by giving at least one gift, any size, every year. You can donate by simply texting VOLS, VOLS, to 865-345-5100. It's that simple. Just text VOLS to 865-345-5100. Again, thanks for having me today, Jason, and go Vols.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Chip. I love the go Vols. I love it. Let's go. It's almost time. It's almost time for the football. Tennessee going on the road to play Kentucky. Huge opportunity. But before we end today, a big congratulations to Sarah Walsh of Indianapolis. She is our Vol fan of the week. So congratulations, Sarah. While this is our last countdown of the season, be on the lookout for information regarding Countdown to Kickoff as we support the Vols and the Lady Vols basketball teams this season. And don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's game as Tennessee takes on Kentucky at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Go Big Orange and beat the Cats.